Hello everyone, my name is Fasya Nugraha and I'm from class of TI 23T of Nusa Tenggara University. Today I will present about my report on business ethics in Islam. This was made for the complaints of the religion and ethics class. First of all, what is business ethics in Islam? Business ethics in Islam is Oh, this introduction first. This presentation explores key principles of Islamic business ethics, focusing on how they shape fair and prosperous economic practices. Next, first is principle. What is the principle of business and ethics in Islam? The principle of business and ethics in Islam, the first is honesty in transaction. In Islam, honesty is paramount in business dealings. It builds trust and ensures that transactions are conducted fairly. Muslims are encouraged to be transparent and truthful in their negotiations, avoiding any form of deception that could lead to loss or injustice. Like the Prophet Muhammad SAW said, the truthful and trustworthy merchant will be with the Prophet, the truthful and the martyrs, or the one that is war with him. This was hadith was brought by the Tirmidhi. In transaction we need to be honest about everything like the price, the ingredient of the what we be selling. It was one of the key in business in Islam. Next, about justice and fairness. Justice ensures that all parties in the transaction are treated fairly. Business practice should avoid exploitation and ensure equitable treatment. The concept of justice emphasizes the need for fairness in pricing, labor practices, and profit sharing, leading to a more balanced economic system. For an example, in long time before this, the justice and fairness doesn't really find in lots of the society. Like the black people and the white people, they get different prices. But in Islam, there should not be something like that. Everyone should be treated equally, whether he is short, whether he is tall, black, white, or whatever he is. Because this is one of the concepts of Islam, justice and fairness. Do everyone by their due, because we all the same in the face of Allah. And the third is the mutual consent. Mutual consent is essential in Islamic transaction. It signifies that both parties willingly agree to the term without coercion or exploitation. This principle protects the right of both parties and ensures that business dealings are conducted ethically and justly, fostering trust and cooperation. Like Allah said in Surah An-Nisa, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل إلا أن تكون تجارة عن تراض منكم. All you who have believed in Islam, who have believed in Allah, who have believed in their deen, do not consume one another's wealth unjustly, but only in lawful business by mutual consent. Because this was made so everyone is willingly want to uh, have a consent. Like for example, if the price of a thing, for example, a cow, or let's say a cow is $3,000 by the seller, and the buyer want to buy it with $3,000 with consent, so it can be done. It's not prohibited. But if the buyer doesn't want to buy it with 3,000, and yet the seller still willingly and the transaction have been done, this was prohibited in Islam. That was the principle of business. Okay, about the principle, let's move on to the next topic about the prohibition. In the first segment, I already explained the three principles of Islam, and now I will explain about the prohibition in Islam in the business. I mean, in Islam. The first is riba or interest. Riba or interest is strictly forbidden in Islamic finance as it leads to economic inequality and exploitation. It places burden on borrowers, often trapping them in a cycle of debt. Islamic finance encourages profit sharing and layer compensation for risk instead of the interest-based system, promoting a more equitable economic structure. Like Allah said, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said in the Quran, الذين يأكلون الربا لا يقومون إلا كما يقوم الذي يتخبطه الشيطان من المس ذلك بأنهم قالوا إنما البيع مثل الربا وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا. Those who differ usury will not stand except as stand one whom the evil one by his touch has driven to madness. That is because they say trade is just like usury, but Allah has permitted trade and forbidden usury. Next is fraud and deception. Fraud and deception undermine trust in business relationship. In Islam, such practices are considered unethical and harmful. Engaging in dishonest marketing, false claim, or hiding critical information erodes consumer and confidence and disrupts economic fairness. Ethical behavior is advocated to maintain integrity and promote trust. Like the Prophet Muhammad SAW said, "He who deceives us is not of us." This was brought by Muslim. The next is gharar or uncertain contract. Gharar refers to excessive uncertainty in contract, which is avoided in Islamic business practice. Uncertain agreement can lead to unfair advantage and exploitative situation. It emphasizes clear terms, ensuring that all parties understand their rights and obligations, eliminating uncertainty, leads to stable and fair transaction, fostering a better economic environment, and so on. That was the three main of prohibition in business by Islam. And we get to the conclusion. Practicing Islamic business articulates a more just and harmonious society, but adhering to principles such as honesty, justice, and mutual consent, and avoiding prohibition like riba, fraud, and gharar. Business not only thrive, but contributed positively to the community. Ethical business is about shared benefits and economic well-being. And thank you. My name is Fasya. I'm from TI Corp Class 23. Thank you everyone for watching this. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.